Hi guys, this is Pestillion and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video I'm going to cover some of the new barter trades from the traders, as well as some of the really cool crafting things you can make inside your hideout. So guys, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So first up, going to Prapor, there are a few new barter trades, particularly at Prapor level 4. A suppressed version of the Ash 12 is now available for MCBs. Previously, this was there, it was just kind of not there. You can see it in the flea market. I put in like the bug report for it, and Nikita came back saying, yep, there was an issue with it. Now it's fixed. So now you can actually get yourself an Ash 12 suppressed for the MCBs. Yeah, still is the barter trade for the vodka, and you can get one that way. It was previously a different item, but hey, it's there now. But with Prapor, that's pretty much all the changes for there. Moving over to Therapist, the new one that really stands out is the RB-AK key. Now, I don't exactly know what the trade is for it yet, but by the time I actually publish this video, I'll make sure there's a screenshot up there to show you what it is, and I can have text. But this is one of the good keys for the reserve, and there's a lot of there's 1 or 2 military battery spawns, and then the 30mm rounds for the quest. There's 3 spawns in there, plus a heap of weapon crates, heap of loose spawns. It's actually a pretty good key to have. So that is there, and it's obviously out of stock at the moment, but it's definitely something you can keep an eye on. Something that is something a little bit not as obvious is the sugar trade for meds. You can get 10 of these per reset, and if you need to level up your metabolism, get yourself 10 sugars, drink some water, and you can slowly level up your metabolism. So by the time when you do want to do those hideout upgrades, you can do it. Now, before I go any further, I just want to point out here, the access card to labs is 310,000 rubles. It has been changed. So it is actually quite high. And now, if you go over to Mechanic, by the way, for the other traders so far, there's nothing really to worry about. And by that I mean Skier and Peacekeeper. If you want to do the barter trade for an access card on Mechanic, it costs 2 Bitcoins now instead of 1. So that's something to take note of. They've raised the price. And eventually, the lab access cards are going to be more and more expensive. The power mags, if you guys have been interested in these, they're actually quite cheap. 4 R pliers, they cost around 10 to 15,000 rubles each, so it's around 40 to 60,000 for one of these mags, but you can only get 2 per reset, so they don't sell out, which is good because you want to be able to access them when you want to, but you can only get 2 per reset, but it's still a kind of a cool trade that you can get. The other one is the SA58 now for the Nixors, or Nixors. That's not too bad a price for an SA58 suppressed, so I'm pretty sure that's a DT. So yeah, the hybrid DT suppressor. That's actually worth a bit of money. So definitely hang on to your Nixors, and you can start buying those SA58s modded. Now, another cheeky mechanic trade that you might have not seen before is the 6B43 now for 3 Bitcoins. If you need it for the quest, that's nice and good there. But it is quite expensive. I wouldn't really be running this armor very often unless I was in a squad. Now moving over to Ragman, and there has been a lot of changes here. I'll pretty much be going straight to level 3. The Gen 4 armors are no longer purchasable with cash, and which means the end game armors are now starting to become a lot harder to get without having to get items in the first place. So the high mobilities are now 3 GPs, whereas the assault armors are 1 skull ring. So it's a pretty cool trade. You can only do 2 per reset for both of them, just like before, but it's actually changed it away from being cash. The skull ring is actually only running at around like 130k. So I think these will go up over time once more and more people want to use them. But at the moment, it's still sitting around the same price, or a little bit cheaper than where it was previously. You can still get these armors from labs as well anyway, so you still got the option there. But there are a lot of new barter trades coming in. The one that really stands out for me personally is this face shield. It's 3 plex armor, or 3 plexes for the face shield. It's the new helmet, this one being right here, and then you get the face shield for it. So you can purchase the Aventail like normal, but then to buy the face shield, you're going to have to at least get 3 plexes, which at the moment they're sitting around 10-15,000 rubles, so it's not much of a price change, but it means that you need to go out of your way to find these plexes, or at least hold on to plexes when you find them, because this is a pretty cool face shield. The other face shield that uses plexes as well is the Alton face shield, which requires 4, and it is a much better face shield, but it does obscure your vision a little bit. So a class 5 armor face shield with 50 armor points can take a bit of a beating before it's going to get panned. Like only the tippy top ammo is going to get through that one. Now the A18 rigs, you can purchase these for 2 gold coins. I don't really know why you would want to over the Gen 4 assault armor, because it's a class 5 armor and then you just put on a commando rig and you'd be sweet anyway. But that is still there. You can use that. And then the Zook armor, the class 6 armor. This is a pretty solid armor. Thorax, stomach protection, and 2 vases. So hold on to your vases for a long time. I've collected a fairly solid pile of vases at the moment, and that's what I spend my vases on if I'm going to. Now, Jaeger's really taken over a lot of skiers' previous options, but the one to take note of here is actually the sick case. Hoses, white tape, blue tape, and nails. This is how you get a sick case. It's a 5x5 dock case if you haven't seen it yet, and it can hold everything a dock case can hold except for intelligence document. It also holds Bitcoin. Sorry, it also holds Bitcoins, skulls, pro kills, flash drives like the docs case, and dog tags. So it's a really solid document case or case to be carrying, and I'll pretty much only use this one now instead of a docs case. Now, I haven't actually used a camper axe yet, and I think I'm going to get one today. The chop damage, the left click damage is 30, and the right click is 32. You're going to actually have to get this up a little bit higher on your strength to be able to one tap with the right click. I'd have to do off the top of my head, but probably around level 15, 20 strength, you should be able to left click one taps to the head with this axe. So whilst it's not the best axe without the strength leveled up, once you do get your strength up, this will actually be a pretty powerful weapon. Alright, so moving over to the hideout, I'm going to quickly just turn down the hideout volume just a sec, so make it a little bit nicer for you guys. And I'm going to go straight across to the sanitary. Now, there's some cool new ones here, or the lavatory. There's 2 you want to take note of. The hoses have been really expensive of recent. And now with silicon tube, 3 wires, and 3 insulating tape, you can get yourself 2 corrugated hoses. And that's going to help you a lot with upgrading your hideout, if you haven't already upgraded your hideout to get the lavatory. Now, I'm not sure what level of lavatory you need for this, but it's something you might want to take note of. Or if you want to sell them up on the flea market, there's some easy money flipping for you. The other side here is you've got the fuel tank, the metal cutting scissors, bolts and screws, and then you can sell yourself a mag case or hold on to them for yourself. So that's really handy to have as well. Now, over on the other side with the nutrition, the thing about this side is I wish you could have these as found in raid for crafting them, right? Because the Wilson cigarettes, this would be a really cool thing because they're really annoying to find, and Wilson cigarettes could actually be quite handy to be able to hand in for a quest. And I think that would be kind of a little cool option to maybe eventually start moving away from the hand in raid style. Now, for you who don't know about this, you can actually make the purified water, it's called super water, for the water filters once you get your water collection up high enough. I think it is level 3 to be able to do it, and then you use the super water to make the Fierce Hatchling Moonshine with sugar. The Fierce Hatchling Moonshine, it's all right. It does it's got like a couple of weird benefits to it, but it's nothing anything too crazy. With that weird Fierce Hatchling Moonshine with some water and then the water filter, you can actually make vodka. So it takes a little while to get there, but you can actually make your own vodka. It's pretty much a 3-step process. I think that's kind of similar to real life actually. To make alcohol, so I'm not really sure about how to make vodka. And I know that this is very early days for the crafting in the hideout, but I really like the steps that it's taking, and I'm hoping in the future we're going to have like this massive list of items that we can craft. So for example, like the workbench. Right now, the workbench has got nothing really I get excited over. Probably the main one that I use, if out of anything, is the OFZs. After you do the quest, I use these to make 5 grenades. I do that quite often. But most of these other items, I don't really make much of them. I'm sure they're getting changed around by Nikita all the time. Like 130 rounds of 7N39 is actually pretty good for one of each of the things. So I think this one's new, but I don't remember seeing that one. Whereas coming down lower, it's BP ammo's good. Yeah, it looks like Nikita's been changing some of these ones too, which is cool. Because right now, the workbench has been a bit, I don't know, lacking of depth. But if we can get some of the best in-slot ammos here, like I don't know how good an idea it would be, but if you could only craft the best in-slot ammo, but maybe you could craft it in more mass amounts. So for example, you want to have, I don't know, M995 ammo, not that there's any here, but if we could actually craft 500 rounds at a time or 1,000 rounds at a time, and yeah, we might have to get a few items together, not just like, you know, one gunpowder. Like if you got a good amount of items together to craft 1,000 at a time, I think we'd be more interested in doing that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'll let you guys like add your points to that. It also might be makes things more available earlier for certain people, but if they do have those items spare. So I don't know, give us your points in the comments if you think that maybe having some bigger crafts like 500 rounds, but you know you have to have like a fair few items would actually be pretty cool or not. The balancing side of this is actually really difficult because if you have it too easy, like I'm not really sure about this whole mag case side of things. They sell for about 600,000-700,000 rubles, and I'm fairly confident right now this doesn't cost 600,000 or 700,000 rubles to get. Pretty sure that's probably around 50,000 rubles. That's probably around 20. And I'm gonna go best case scenario. That'll cost you about 70,000 for the lot of them. Let's go 100,000. You're looking at maybe 250,000 to make a item that's worth between 500,000 and 800,000 rubles. So these might end up changing a little bit to get balanced out in the future, but I think it's all a step in the right direction. I think the more we can rely, I know it's a double negative or something, but the less we can rely on the traders and the more that we can actually go, hey, this is the items that we want to craft, and we can have them constantly pumping out in the background. Also, another thing that would be really cool, I know I'm ranting on a little bit here, another thing that would be pretty cool is actually to have the ability to queue up. So saying, all right, I want to make 2 mag cases and then some chitter paper, right? And I'd be like, start, queue another one, and then queue the next one, and have all 3 of them queue straight after each other. And that would be a lot more handy, say, over here, where some of them are only like an hour long. We could actually queue up a day's worth of crafting of actually items. I think that would be really cool. I know this is still early days of the hideout. It's me just getting excited over this stuff, but it's still something I think we should all care about and really enjoy, because I love the hideout. So anyway, guys, let's finish it up there. Thanks for watching another video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for future content. I am trying to get to 100,000 subs on YouTube before the end of the year. So I am pumping out videos like crazy. I've just finished streaming. I just finished recording my what do you call it? My playthrough first week. So I'm going to be putting out new episodes of a full offline playthrough. So when I say offline, I mean not streaming, and it's just me talking to you guys on YouTube, explaining all the processes I do, having lots of information go up there with little mini maps, and I'm going to put as much effort and time into it as I can. It's all filmed at 1440p, so you guys get the highest quality for it as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy that too. As well as that, I do stream on Twitch every day of the week, so go down the link below, give me a follow over there. You have any Tarkov questions, feel free to hit me up my live stream or down in the comments below. And lastly, I'll see you next time. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock rock.